Hey, Mark Harbert here from markharbert.com, and in this video, I'm going to share with you a 4-part video creation formula that I have used for years. I've taught it to my students for years, and it is the best way to structure a video to get the maximum amount of leads on YouTube. You could use this strategy really on Facebook. You can use it on all kinds of platforms. Whatever place you're creating videos, this will work. So go ahead, stick around, get your notebook ready. Let's do it. All right, so recently I did a training for a VIP community called my TLS Insiders, which is a group of people, a coaching group that we have. And what we do is I share every single month how to improve on their business, how to improve their marketing in all aspects. And just recently I did a training all about YouTube. And it was basically, we dove in and just basically handled a lot of the basics. And in this little clip that I'm going to show you from that training, we basically went into what I call my 4-part video creation formula. Okay, now this is how I structure basically all of my videos that I put out onto YouTube. And it's really going to help you do the same. Now, this is something that is really time tested. I have used this for years. If you followed me for years, you've probably heard me talk about it. If you're new to video and you're not really sure how to structure videos, especially for YouTube, you're going to want to watch this all the way through right to the end, because I share with you some really good stuff that will help you kind of put it all together as to how to structure videos so that they get the maximum impact. All right. So without further ado, we're going to dive right in, and I'll see you in there. Great. So now what I want to do is we are going to get into what I call the 4-part video creation formula. And I'm going to type this out for you. And for those of you that have been around a little while, I know we've got some vets here that have been in TLS for a while that have heard this, but for those of you that are new, I'm going to share this with you because this is how you're going to create your videos. And this is something I've been teaching since way back in 2012-ish is when I remember kind of really, nailing down this formula, and it just works. It works really, really well. And this is kind of the foundation of every video that you'll ever create. So once you kind of nail down your topic that you're going to talk about, the next thing is, well, how do I create the video? Well, here's how you do it. Okay. And it's based on 4 parts. So the first part of it is, of your video is your intro. Okay. And your intro is basically how you want to do an intro is what I like to do is an intro with a question. Okay. And an intro with a question goes something like, if you've ever watched infomercials, okay. Now I love watching infomercials. Infomercials are some of the best marketing lessons that you could ever watch. They are just chock full of killer marketing knowledge. And I'm going to give you an example. How many of you guys, and type it in the chat for me, how many of you have ever watched that infomercial about the copper pans? How many of you have seen that? If you have, just put it in the chat for me. Let me know. I want to know that, you've seen that, where it talked about the copper pans. Yeah. See, Michael's like, yeah, I got one too. I got one, just so you know. I mean, we love that. I love that commercial so much that I ended up buying one. Okay. So the copper pans. Okay. So when the infomercial starts, the very first thing they do is they agitate the problem. Okay. And here's what they do. So when I say intro with a question, your intro should be, when they do that copper pan, they show a picture of this lady who's at the sink, and she's got her pan here and she's trying to scrape the pan, of all the gunk on the bottom from the, trying to get the food off. and she's scraping it, and everything slips out of her hands, and she's frustrated, and it's always an over exaggeration. It's kind of funny to watch, but the first thing they say is, on your pans, do you have a problem cleaning your pans after you cook? And the lady's frustrated. Do you cook eggs and you can't get, and then they stick to the pan, and they show this horrible egg like falling apart, the yolk breaking, and it's sticking to the pan while they're cooking it, And so what they're doing is they're asking this question and they're agitating the problem, because all of us have had a pan where you put an egg in there and it sticks to the pan, and it sticks so much that it breaks the yolk. You see what I'm saying? We've all been there. I've been there. You've probably been there, and that's just one silly example. But see, what your goal is when you create a video is you want to ask a question. Hey, Mark Harbert here, and I got a question for you. Are you finding, you remember the keyword list that we had? And that keyword list was free MLM leads, okay? Hey, Mark Harbert, and I got a question for you. Are you looking for leads for your network marketing company, but you don't want to pay a lot of money? As a matter of fact, are you looking for a free way to generate leads for your business? Well, if you are, stick around, because in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly 3 strategies that you can use to get free MLM leads in the next 7 days. So stick around. You see what I mean? So what I've done is I've introed myself. I've asked them some questions. And basically what I did is I hit on the pain points. They're looking for free. Okay. And maybe they're looking for free because who knows, whatever reason, they're looking for a free way to generate leads. So you can create that video, put it together, and you have that intro with a question. But the questions are really meant to stir emotion in a way, stir and agitate the problem. I use the example quite often as like when you have a bruise on your arm. The bruise, it's purple. And if you touch it and you press on it a little bit, it's a little sore. And that's what you want to do. You actually want to find somebody's bruise and you want to push on it a little bit and make it a little agitating or irritating. And that's what you want to do by identifying the problem in the question. Okay. So part 2 of the 4-part video creation formula is now, once we've done our intro with a question, what we want to do is we want to what was it? Intro. Okay. I put intro with question, but it's actually like this. Part 2 is question. So intro is, hey, my name is Mark Harbert, or hey, my name is so. Ask a question. And then our third part, which I already went into the question, is the content. Okay. The content is where you're going to give them the goods. So you intro yourself, you ask them the questions, you agitate the problem, and then you go into the content. And the content is where you're actually going to give them what you posed in the question. Okay. So intro, question, content. Okay. And that's where one of the things that you can do when you're doing content is I always tend to do what we call listicle videos. Listicle videos are where it's like 3 ways to this or 5 ways to that. You saw where we just looked at Eric Worre's channel. Look at this. 5 steps to unlimited wealth. The number 5 is what we call a listicle video. Look, 5 strategies for cracking the code. Okay. The first step for network marketing. It's where you mention a number is okay. That's what we call a listicle video. So a content could be 3 strategies, but your goal in the content is to really give them the good content that you posed in the question. And then of course, our 4th step is the call to action. This is where we're going to send them off to our website. The call to action is, hey, if you really enjoyed what I shared in this video and you want to learn 5 more steps that you can really use to get, more leads for your business, then look at the link in the description below, enter your information. I got a free presentation for you that will show you how to get leads on Facebook or whatever your thing is. But the call to action is giving them the next step that they need to take. Now, one of the things that I learned many years ago from my good buddy, Ray Higdon, is he made this statement to me. And I think he told me that Mark Hoverson taught it to him. And what the statement was that no content, no piece of content should be an island. Think about that for a second. No piece of content should be an island. In other words, they get to your content and then they have nowhere else to go after that. The call to action leads them to the next step in the process. Okay. And that's what we're looking for here. We want to move them onto our email list or move them into whatever our funnel is or wherever we're sending them. If your call to action right now is you don't have a website, then just put your email address there or put the link to your Facebook profile or the link to your messenger so people can message you, whatever it may be. Okay. But you want to make sure that you have a call to action and you want to have a little bit of a teaser for them. Now, for those of you that have had and gone through my automation playbook course, where we teach you how in-depth, how to create a lead magnet, that's where you could bring in your lead magnet in the call to action and direct people to your website to get it. Okay, so very, very good. Now, I want to throw in a bonus. Okay, so I'm going to throw in a bonus and we'll call this the 5 part. Okay, so I'm going to throw in a little bonus here for you. We'll cross out the 4. And all right, well, we'll just take it out. And one of the things that you could do, now this is the basic, the 4. Well, what you could do now that you've hooked them with the intro and the question, you've agitated the problem, now you've gotten them to stick around, you could throw in another call to action here. Okay, and that call to action could be right before you get into the content. Hey, if this is the first time you're here on my channel, make sure you subscribe because I put out videos on a regular basis just like this, and that'll make sure that you get notified of my future videos. Boom. Okay. Or, hey, I put in a free resource for you in the description of this video. You're going to want to make sure you go and check it out. It's my, 10 ways to lose 10 pounds in 5 days, or I don't know, whatever. And you want to make sure you check that out. All right. So let's get into the content, So if you want to throw in an additional call to action there, you could do that. Okay. Okay. So that is the 4 part or the 5 part. Okay. And this is the basis for creating good videos that really are effective. Okay. This very simple formula is incredibly effective. It doesn't, I've listened to $1 million producers online, multi-million dollar producers, and they may say it in a little bit of different terms, but the layout of creating videos like this is exactly what it takes. Did you get value from that video? If you did, do me a favor, leave a comment below, tell me what you liked about it, and share your thoughts. Now, if you haven't gotten access to my 101 hot live stream ideas PDF, make sure you go to markharber.com/101 and you can enter your information there and download it. And if you are on YouTube, just look in the description. I'll have the link there. And of course, if you're on my blog, I'll have this link right down below this video. But there you go. Hopefully you got value. Share this with those you think will enjoy it. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.